Thank you for joining me on today's video. My name's Rebecca. Welcome to the Antique Crystal. Today I'm going to be talking about ship's decanters. So what is a ship's decanter? Ship's decanters are quite distinct and I'm going to show you some examples of these as we move through the video. So a ship's decanter is a glass vessel that contains alcohol and it's used on a ship. So a brief history of the ship's decanter. They were invented at the end of the 18th century for the use on ships. Ships were at sea for many months at a time, so the ship's decanter enabled passengers to enjoy their favourite tipple while they were away. Now the design of a ship's decanter is quite distinct when compared to other decanters. They are made from glass and they've got a wide flat base for stability. The wide flat base is practical and it keeps the decanter stable during the motion of the ship in the sea, especially during the rough seas. I'm going to show you what a ship's decanter looks like. This is a ship's decanter and you can tell the difference between ship's decanters and standard decanters by the shape of them. So as you can see, this has a wide flat base. And this base here, it keeps it stable on the ship, especially with the rough sea. Now this isn't an antique piece of glass, but it is a vintage piece of glass. It's got a classic hobnail or diamond design on this decanter. It's got the neck of the decanter and it's got the stopper as well. It's a beautiful decanter, it's a beautiful piece of glass and it's in excellent condition. The decanter has developed over time. Original ship's decanters were made of a thick, durable glass, making it a simple and practical item to use. As time went on and glass-making techniques developed, ship's decanters did become more decorative. This was a time where ship's decanters featured delicate and skilled cut patterns on the glass, and they also had elaborate stoppers as well. During this time, ship's decanters were a practical item, but they were also a status symbol during the early 19th century. Wealthy captains and ship owners had their own custom-made decanters, and this included their initials and family crests. These decanters became prized possessions and heirlooms passed down the generations. Traditionally, ship's decanters are made from high-quality lead crystal glass. However, there are more modern pieces that are made from standard glass or pressed glass. Antique and vintage ship's decanters are hand-blown using lead crystal glass and they are hand-cut by skilled craftsmen. Lead crystal was a popular choice for making these decanters because lead crystal glass has clarity and beauty. A lot of the ship's decanters were either made in England or Ireland. A lot of decanters, especially ship's decanters, are made from lead crystal glass. However, this example here is pressed glass, so it's made into a mould and you can see some seams on the glass as well. It is still a beautiful piece of glass. The ship's decanter can commonly get confused with a Mel decanter. Mel decanters are not the same as ship's decanters and there are differences, but they sometimes get confused because of the similarities they have. I'm going to show you an example. Now I haven't got a traditional Mel decanter, but I've got a decanter that's as close as possible to show you a rough example, just to compare the ship's decanter to this type of decanter. I'm going to show you these two different decanters. This one's the ship's decanter. And this one is just a standard decanter. However, I don't have any Mel decanters, but this is the closest I'm going to get to show you as an example. Now, as a comparison, the ship's decanter, you can tell, has got a flat base. The Mel decanter has got a bit of a flat base here. Traditionally, they have a kick-up or a push-up pontil. This one is flat, but traditionally, they'd have that push-up part here. This has got a wide flat base. As for this one, it's just got a smaller base to it. As you can see with the ship's decanter, the widest part is here across the base, and this provides stability to prevent it from tipping over when it is on the ship. So this design is very sturdy and it's very practical for what it's intended for. If we move on to this decanter, now a Mel decanter, the widest part is around the mid body, so it would still be here. So this is the widest part. As for the ship's decanter, the widest part is the base. Now, just as an example, this should have a kick-up base. This example doesn't because it's not technically a Mel decanter, but a traditional Mel decanter would have a kick-up base. These decanters are hand blown and they are a thinly blown glass. If we come over to the ship's decanters, they are made of thick, sturdy glass. A little fun fact about ship's decanters. Ship's decanters are sometimes known as Rodney, and this is after British Admiral George Bridges Rodney. Admiral George Bridges Rodney was a naval officer and a politician in London. He was born in 1718 and he did die in 1792. But sometimes you might hear a ship's decanter being referred to as a Rodney, and this is the reason why. Thank you for joining me on today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please press the like button. I do have a video coming out every Monday at 8 PM on my YouTube channel. So if this is something you're interested in, please consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you next Monday at 8 PM.